morning, friends, and welcome to my channel. I am Crystal, and this is Homemaking on the Homestead, and today I'm taking you with me for a day in the life. You can already see how I started my morning off. I got up a little bit late because we were in town yesterday all day long, shopping, running errands, and when you live rurally, like I do, so I live about 45 minutes from town, at least from where all the big stores are and where we do our big shopping and all that kind of stuff. And so we kind of wait until we can combine trips, and then we just go and do it all in one day. So it was a exhausting 7-hour day yesterday. You know, traffic and heat and everything else, and it's like, oh my goodness. Anyway, so I was taking it a little slow going this morning, and but I've had my coffee and I've had my Bible time, and I've got something so exciting to share with you on that. I began reading my Bible back in December. I usually do my Bible in 1 year. That is typically what I do. Come about March, I decided to kind of accelerate my reading of the Bible, and I just finished it. So I finished it like 2 days ago, I believe, yeah. And so now I was left thinking, okay, now what do? I could start it all over again and read it twice this year, but instead I decided I wanted to do some more in-depth study in various different books of the Bible. So the first book that I picked was the book of Hebrews, and I went online, I looked for books, I looked for anything I could find, you know, Bible studies, online Bible studies and things like that, and couldn't find anything. And I went onto YouTube and I put in a Bible teacher that I have loved for years. He was the first Bible teacher that I began listening to after I was saved, and his name is J. Vernon McGee. And he passed away in 1988. So his ministry was way back when, yet his messages and his teachings are so amazing that they continue on. He had a radio program for years and years, and he would take 5 years to go through the whole Bible because he just goes very in depth in so many things. And I put in to a search, you know, J. Vernon McGee, Hebrews, and boom, there it was. A fantastic YouTube site that has so many of his teachings. I didn't verify that it had all the Bible teachings on there, but it had a lot of them, and as well as other authors. At the moment, I'm at a loss to remember what the name of it is. Hold on, let me check my phone. The name of the YouTube channel is called Christian Library, and I will definitely leave a link to it in the description box because I think so many of you really might enjoy what that channel has on it for Bible studies. Okay, anyway, let's see. Let's move on. So I did my Bible study. Today is a wonderful day. Yesterday was up in the 90s, and it's been, you know, 80s, 90s. It's summer, so, you know, that's what we expect. However, woke up this morning and there's some cloud cover, and it is a little breeze blowing, and it is just so nice out there. And I thought, should I cook something? Should I bake something today? I've been dying to bake. I don't know. So kind of in the back of my mind, I'm thinking I might make some cookies this afternoon, but we'll see, and we'll see how the temperatures do because I don't want to overheat the house. And other than that, I have a little project. Whoops, I'm moving the wrong way. I have a little project that I'm really excited to share with you guys about, so I'm going to work on that. And then I've got a few more little housework things to do. I haven't made my bed yet, so I'm going to go do that, tidy up my living room, and I think that's really all I need to do for housework today. So rather than just you listening to me stand here and talk to you, we're going to go get busy on that. I really appreciate the fact that when you make the bed, like 75% of your room is now clean. cannot believe how wonderfully cool this is out here. It is just amazing today, just a nice break from the heat. But okay, so you saw me bring my flowers over, and I got to tell you, these guys are not handling the heat well, and I think they just need a good fertilizer boost. So I was going to pick up some like Miracle Grow or something like that when I was in town, but instead I started looking up how to make your own fertilizer, if that was even possible, and guess what I found out? It is possible. And I have no idea if this works or not. I'm going to take you along with me. Of course, I'll have to update either in next week's video, well, for sure, or who knows, maybe a short video, or if you follow me on Instagram, I'll probably talk about it there too. So, and just see if it actually works. But let me show you these flowers right now. So they just, you know, they're dying off easily, and I've been kind of pulling out the dead ones, and they were looking so robust, and I kind of just want to give them out or give them a little help and just see how this fertilizer works, because I have been watering them regularly, but they just still seem so droopy and just not happy. So let's see if my homemade fertilizer is going to work, and I will show you how I'm going to make that. So I found this recipe on a website called thegardeningcook.com. It's a very interesting website, and it gives you more than just the recipe that I'm showing you today. But out of all their options, this seemed like the simplest one and the one that would hopefully do the trick for me. And I'm going to use a gallon jug, and basically this makes a concentrate, which you then dilute, and they give you instructions for doing that. It's an empty milk jug. I just wrote bloom and grow so I wouldn't forget what was in here. And the three main ingredients that you need are Epsom salts, baking soda, and ammonia. And each of these adds their own particular nutrient to your soil or to your plants. So I'm going to show you how I'm going to do this. So the first thing that you're going to need is a tablespoon of Epsom salts and a teaspoon of baking soda and a half a teaspoon of ammonia. Ammonia was the only thing that I didn't have, and when I was in town yesterday, all I could find was lemon ammonia. So I'm hoping that that's not going to cause a problem. Now we're going to fill this up with water. I'm stopping part way through so that I can give it a good shake and make sure everything gets dissolved. Okay, there you have it. I cannot believe how few ingredients are in here. So if this works, this is incredible. And not only that, it's going to be super cheap. Now I'm going to show you how you use it. So you're going to use a 1/4 cup of the concentrate to 4 cups of water. I have that ready to go, and this is the bucket I usually fill to water my flowers. And I usually fill it to the top and divide it between those two little pots. But my plan is to give one batch to each pot. I have these plastic containers under here that will catch anything that runs through, so that they can just kind of sit and soak in that for a little while today. And I will keep you updated on this to let you know how they do. I just pulled out my rotisserie chicken that I purchased yesterday when I was at Costco. I'm going to let that kind of come up to room temperature. I'm going to show you what I'm going to do with that a little bit later. Leave my water bottle sitting out so I can remember to stop with all that I'm doing and take a drink. But right now I need to sit down for a coffee break, and I am going to share with you a book that I am reading that I am absolutely loving, and I think a lot of you might like it too. I feel like a big sweaty mess after being outside and running around cleaning up after I made all that, and it's starting to warm up now. But I remember talking about a few videos back about pacing ourselves, that when we're busy, it's good to just stop and take a break. And that's what I'm doing right now. I have my coffee poured and I am going to listen to a book. I have it on audiobook, but I have to tell you this book. It's called The Enchanted Barn by Grace Livingston Hill. And the book was written in 1917, and I am absolutely loving it. I heard about this book from Diane Schiffer. She's a lady on Instagram. She is doing kind of a summer book reading thing, and she's the one that mentioned the book. I didn't have time to purchase it. I wasn't going to get to the library. I quickly went on to a free reading audiobook app called LibriVox, which I've shared in the past and I can share again. All the books on that site are free. The app is free. These are usually out of print books. The book was written in 1917. Did I mention that already? I can't remember. Anyway, and so I immediately went on to LibriVox to see if I could find the book, and sure enough, they had it. I have just loved the book. It is the sweetest story. It's back in the days when stories were sweet and enjoyable to read. The little family has to find a place to live, and the oldest daughter, who's kind of in charge because her mother is sick and her father has passed away, and she finds a barn and she sees potential, and with the help of the man that owns the barn, they are slowly turning this barn into their home. The story is just like one of those feel-good, sweet stories. So if you are looking for a story to read this summer, I highly recommend it. You might be able to check it out at the library. You certainly can find it used. I found it over on Thrift Books because it's one of those books I will probably add to my collection at some point. But in the meantime, I didn't want to wait. I just wanted to start it right away, and I have not been disappointed. I am currently on chapter 16, and there are 28 chapters, so I'm, about halfway through the book. Totally delightful book, just totally. I love audiobooks anyway, just simply because I can listen to them as I do my housework, and that is what I've been doing, but I'm going to take my coffee break right now and listen to another chapter before I keep moving on with my day.
Know what she would do if Sidney Graham were not in the office, and it was hardly probable he would be there yet if he had only arrived home the day before the plot was against. But how explain enough over the face, and even in her excitement, it made sure.
I decided after my break that I would take a few minutes to edit what I had been filming so far this morning. While I was waiting for my video clips to upload, I also decided it was time to have something to eat, and I'm having a little bit of applesauce and a container of yogurt. Well, I spent a couple hours editing, and now I have moved into the kitchen, got my apron on, and I pulled out my rotisserie chicken. So I'm going to show you what I'm going to do with this tonight. While I was at Costco, I also got some of their seasoned back ribs with barbecue sauce. My husband loves these, and so my goal tonight is we're going to have both. Obviously, we're not going to eat all that, and there's going to be a lot of leftovers. But I'm going to show you mainly right now what I'm going to do with that chicken. One of the things I really love about those ribs is they come in these aluminum pans that you just pop in the oven with the ribs. Well, I have been saving these for a long time. They are sturdy and really nice trays. And I was just like, okay, you can only save so many. What am I going to do with them? Well, I've started using them in a lot of ways. They're great for reheating things, for storing things. And this is left over from last night, but I even put my salads in them now. It makes it nice to just kind of set them all out on the counter. And they would be great if I wanted to take a meal to somebody or something like that too, or make a meal for the freezer. here, as you probably could see, is I removed the legs, the thighs, and the wings, and a couple slices of the breast meat. I put them in this tray. I am going to cover this with foil and pop it into my toaster oven to reheat it for dinner, for part of our dinner tonight. And I will also be cooking these up, heating these up, all in my toaster oven tonight. So it shouldn't do too much heating of the kitchen because it's been a fairly cool day today. I will say that if it wasn't, I would move my toaster oven outside. So that will end up feeding us 2 or 3 days. It depends. I have company here tonight, so we may just eat it all up, but I don't think so. I think there'll be leftovers. Okay, now you can see what I'm going to do with the rest of this. I have the chicken pieces that will feed us for the next couple nights. I ended up with 4 cups of chopped up chicken that I am going to put in the freezer for upcoming meals. And I put the bones and the skin and all the juices that had kind of congealed. I put all of that in this bag, which will also go in the freezer. And I will turn that into chicken broth in a few days, not right away, because we're going to be busy eating what I do have. You guys, I cannot believe this. I don't know if you can tell a difference, but this has only been a few hours since I put that homemade DIY fertilizer on them, and they're no longer looking sad. They look actually kind of happy, and they're standing upright. There's still a few that are looking a little droopy, but I think that's incredible, amazing results. So I figured it would be a few days before I updated you all on it, and apparently not. So this is a win. All right, guys, that is pretty much tonight's dinner. I have what's left of the salad I made last night, the chicken. I have the barbecued ribs, barbecue sauce is back here. Yesterday, also when we were out shopping, I got a little bit of potato salad and a container of coleslaw. And I think that will be plenty to keep us happy tonight and probably tomorrow night as well. And who knows, maybe longer. I think this video is getting long enough and we're getting to the end of our day. I am assuming what I see in the future this evening is some swim time, some relaxed time, and just sitting out on our deck enjoying the evening and of course dinner. Let me know in the comments if you enjoyed tagging along with me today. I enjoyed bringing you guys along. It was a lot of fun. Don't forget to give this video a like if you did enjoy it. Subscribe if you're not already subscribed so that you'll be reminded to come on back and visit with me. All right, ladies, I hope you have a wonderful day today and just a blessed week ahead. And I will see you all in my next video. Bye-bye.